Alright, so update 1.1 finally arrived and I have just gotta say, it's really fun. I had a blast playing the game and I figured that, you know what, with the new update comes new features and I figured I should talk about them, both listed and unlisted changes that is currently in the game. I do apologize with the lack of content recently, but I would still do my best to keep you guys updated. And without further ado, let's begin. First and foremost, the continuation of the Archon quest in the Liyue region is finally up, so go check it out. I really enjoyed the story. It's really cool, really good, 10 out of 10. Best Archon quest, in my opinion. It just has a lot of things happening all at the same time, so check out the story. Cutscenes are really cool, and also to protect you from spoilers. You can't get spoiled yourself if you experience it firsthand. And with the Archon quest comes a new weekly boss in the Liyue region, and of course I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. I'm just gonna say that there is a new boss with that Archon quest that you will be able to grind weekly. And then we have this thing called the reputation system. It is a new feature in update 1.1 that is a grindable objective where you can do typical tasks such as exploring, quest, and hunting in a way, but to unlock it, first you have to be adventure rank 25 and have completed some Archon quest. And also it is different for Liyue and Mondstadt, meaning different progress bar, meaning different Archon quests, so you better hurry up with those quests and levels if you want to unlock this thing. And also keep in mind that when you try to level up the reputation system, there are two main ways that you can do weekly. So you either hunt monsters or complete local tasks. Keep in mind that you can only do 3 bounties for a week in the whole game, meaning the chances of you getting the bounty is shared both in Mondstadt and Liyue, and this also applies to the 3 local requests in both Liyue and Mondstadt, meaning you can't have the same level of progression or at least the rate of progression in both Mondstadt and Liyue. You really have to pick one. So I guess you really have to kind of pick one which you want to prioritize more in progressing through the reputation system. Kinda sucks, but I guess it's not that bad. Anyways, let's talk about the rewards when you increase your city reputation. First up in the Mondstadt region, and level 1 you unlock the Northern Apples 2 cooking recipe, which is a healing food. Level 2 unlocks the Aminoculus Resonance Stone crafting blueprint, which can be crafted in the alchemy with 5 dandelion seeds, 5 Cecilia, and 1 crystal chunk. It is a consumable item that reveals an Amoculus within a small vicinity when used and will enter a 300-second cooldown when used and cannot be used again when it's still in duration or until all the Aminoculus in the area is located, and of course, you can only use that in the Mondstadt region since Aminoculus is only found in the Mondstadt region. Also, the Mondstadt mining outcrop search will be unlocked in level 2, which when you talk to the blacksmith, he will provide you points in your map where you can mine a magical crystal chunk, new types of ore, where you can turn it into weapon EXP in exchange of a few resin, which seems a bit underwhelming, but what you really want in this expedition is the additional 6 to 8 chunks that you find along with the magical crystal chunk, which is good nonetheless. And I should mention, before you can actually craft the Aminoculus Resonance Stone, you should learn the blueprint in the bag, so go check it out. At level 3, you will find the Windcatcher Forging Blueprint, which I really have high hopes for this gadget. It is crafted with 10 hurricane seeds, 30 windmill aster, and 50 crystal chunk at the blacksmith. Well, if you're lacking 10 hurricane seeds, a Nemo Hypostasis got you covered, and he's gonna be sweating a lot because you're gonna need a lot of those hurricane seeds. So what this item actually does is it lets you store Anemogranas up to 5 times. So what are those Anemogranas? Anemogranas are those wisp-looking things that when you collect 3 or using an Anemo ability near it will create an updraft similar to Ventis E. So what the Windcatcher does is it stores up to 5 times of it, and upon using the item, it will enter a 100-second cooldown and cannot be used in battle. So it will help you in exploring because when using it, it will artificially create an updraft in your current location. Next up in level 4 is the Mondstadt Adventure Name Card, which is purely just for aesthetics, sandwich cooking ingredient recipe, and Mondstadt Merchant Discount. So as the name suggests, Mondstadt Merchant Discount simply gives you discount in the Mondstadt region when you purchase something with Mora. At level 5, the NRE Menu 30 is a new gadget which will offer dish best suited for your party that you can quickly access with a single pressable button. This thing will instantly switch from HP recovery dish to a revival dish when an ally falls. Upon the activation of this gadget, it will either heal you or revive your currently dead party member during combat. At level 6, there is this new gadget called the Anemo Treasure Compass, which is my personal favorite. It sends out a prompt directing you towards a chest and is only, of course, used for Mondstadt region because it's an anemo element. It will enter a 5-second cooldown after use and 30 seconds if found a chest. And then at the same level, you will have access to the portable waypoint, which is the most exciting feature in my opinion because as the name suggests, portable waypoint creates a waypoint on your current location that will last for 7 days. Only one can exist at the same and it will enter a 60-second cooldown upon use and creating another one will destroy. So this thing is really helpful since if you want to farm a specific location, you don't have to teleport to a specific spot then walk for a few minutes or seconds to that specific area that you're grinding for. You just simply need to teleport to the portable waypoint that you have just placed. And then at level 7, you will have yet another Mondstadt name card and a moon pie ingredient recipe. And finally at level 8, you will receive a skin glider which is called the Azure Wings glider. Now of course, after the Mondstadt region, there is the Liyue region. The Liyue region has a separate city reputation system and of course has separate rewards. At level 1, you have the golden shrimp balls cooking recipe. At level 2, you will have the Geoculus resonance stone crafting recipe. It works exactly as the Anemo resonance stone, only this time it looks for Geoculus. It takes 5 core lapis, 5 glazed lily, 1 crystal chunk and the alchemy to craft it. And also you will have access to the Liyue mining outcrop search when you talk to the blacksmith. At level 3, you will have access to the condensed resin crafting blueprint. Now, this is a really good feature when you're trying to save your time grinding a specific domain or ley lines, or if you just want to save your resin for the next day to grind a specific domain. So to craft this, you need 1 crystal core and 40 original resin, and this can only be used on 20 resin cost ley lines, which will yield you 2 sets of rewards upon use. But the caveat is you can only save 3 of this at the same time. This item is really important for specific day grinding. So for example, if you're looking for a weapon ascension material or a leveling up material on a specific day, you can save your resin the previous day and use all of your resins on that specific day. The next at level 4, you will receive Liyue name card, Lotus Flower Crisp, and of course, Liyue merchant discounts, and as the name suggests, of course, it will give you discounts in the Liyue region. At level 5, you will receive the Adeptus Seeker stove. As the name suggests, it is a stove, meaning you can cook on it. It works similarly as a portable stove, which upon use will enter a 300-second cooldown and stays on for 300 seconds. But this thing will break upon combat, so be careful when you use it as you don't want to waste your time on using this thing only to be broken a few seconds later. At level 6, you will have the Geo Treasure Compass blueprint, which also works similar to the Anemo Treasure Compass, which guides you to the nearest chest only in the Liyue region. At level 7, you will receive the Liyue name card in the Qianshu meat. At level 8, of course, you will receive another skin called the Wings of Golden Flight Glider. Now with that out of the way, covered the reputation system, let us talk about the system changes or what they have added to the game. So currently, they added a new archive system which lets you browse weapons, characters, artifacts, tutorial, lets you watch all of those. Previously, all of the things that you have encountered so far, they added a neat little archive system in which you can browse. Some characters also receive idle animations, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And then there is this world elemental damage that for some reasons they crank the numbers up and it just deals so much damage. For example, fire on the bushes will cause a lot of damage, and electro on bodies of water will also knock you up, dealing hundreds and hundreds of damage. And don't worry, this will be patched soon, as what MiHoYo said. Also, the upcoming event will be announced soon. Also, there's Child or rather Tartaglia's banner where you can summon him with an increased rate along with Beidou, Ningguang, and Diona. Now, also for some reasons, they covered the hole on top of the Cry Regisvine for easy access, and I have no idea why they did it. You can now also let your character do an expedition and use them on the overworld all at the same time, which is a pretty neat feature in my opinion. And finally, the most important feature that they added in the game is that you can finally feed the dog. But they still haven't added a feature where you can pet them. Please MiHoYo, let us pet the dogs and cats. And that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Like if you liked the video. If I missed something, please leave a comment down below. If you want to see me talk about some things that you want covered, also leave it down below. And hey, if you want to see more of these kinds of content, feel free to subscribe. And with that, let's end the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Peace.